Hey everyone, this is Justin from LitTube, and I have a breaking political story. Today is Tuesday, May 9th of 2017, and President Donald Trump has fired FBI Director James Comey. I have a quote from Donald Trump that reads the following: "While I greatly appreciate you informing me on 3 separate occasions that I am not under investigation, I nevertheless concur with the judgment of the Department of Justice that you are not able to effectively lead the Bureau. It is essential that we find new leadership for the FBI that restores public trust and confidence in its vital law enforcement mission." So President Donald Trump wrote that to FBI Director James Comey in an official White House communication letter. And it should be noted that actually this was not 100% just Donald Trump's decision. He actually took the advice of Rod Rosenstein, who is the newly sworn in Deputy Attorney General. So he was the one that recommended Mr. Comey be fired over how he disclosed the investigation into Mrs. Clinton during the election. So basically the big thing here is, well, the reason they're giving anyway for firing James Comey is that, basically he revealed too much information to the public during an ongoing investigation. Then he chastised Hillary Clinton during the election, and then reopened the investigation very close to the election day. So that was the recommendation made by Rod Rosenstein, Deputy Attorney General, and Donald Trump ran with it. Now, here's the thing that's weird about this, though, is that James Comey is part of an ongoing investigation into Donald Trump's campaign to investigate their possible collusion with Russia during the election. So, James Comey had a pretty significant role on that investigation. Now suddenly he's being fired and therefore being taken off that investigation. I think the timing of this is very curious. Because here's the thing: if you really thought that, James Comey deserved to be fired over how he handled Hillary Clinton's email scandal during the election and how he handled that investigation, if you thought that was the basis for him being fired, then shouldn't he have been fired on day one of President Donald Trump's inauguration as president? I mean, that's what's weird about this. The timing is very curious. There's an ongoing Russia investigation. I know there's some people out there that want to deny that the Russia investigation is a thing. Now, look, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is definitely guilty of something, or that his campaign is even guilty of something in terms of colluding with Russia during the election, but that doesn't change the fact that it is an ongoing investigation. So we need that investigation to conclude before we can definitively say either Trump and his campaign was innocent or they were guilty. So this kind of throws some mud on it, though, because Comey had a leadership role on that Russia investigation, just as he had a leadership role on the investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails. So it makes you wonder, is it a conflict of interest for Donald Trump to just fire him in the middle of this ongoing investigation? I mean, my gut reaction would say yes. Now, again, I'm not someone that's, a liberal out to smear Donald Trump and his administration. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm actually a registered independent, and, but even from an independent perspective, it seems very curious that this would happen now. I mean, what the timing of this firing is just odd. If really you had an issue with the Hillary Clinton thing, he should have been fired very early on in Trump's presidency. But now, all of a sudden, out of the blue, while the Russia investigation is still ongoing, this goes and happens. But, I mean, I guess you can spin this in a couple different ways at the end of the day, and we're going to see how the mainstream media portrays this over the next couple weeks. We'll see what other facts come to light. This is still very early on. The only news I have for you right now is just that he's been fired, and that we had that letter released from Donald Trump giving a little bit of information why. But that's it. I mean, I have a more extensive article that you can look at in the description from the New York Times if you want a little more additional insight into the story. But we're going to be hearing a lot about this over the next couple weeks. I just wanted to report it to you. It's breaking. Just happened a couple minutes ago that we found out about this. So just wanted to kind of give you my initial take on it, and we'll see how things go from here. But make sure to subscribe to LitTube so you can get more political and sports and other types of updates. We do a lot on this channel. Just check out our playlists, see what we have going on. But yeah, this is going to be a big story developing over the next couple weeks, so stay tuned.